Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
We got some secrets for you today. College admission secrets for parents. No, I'm not going to whisper the whole show, but thanks for joining us. All right, let's get to it. College admission presents students with a challenging, time-consuming project, the largest they have faced in their lives, that's for sure. Parents can help their child manage the process, but they can also hurt their child's chances, too. Ugh. There are several tips about crafting a college list, getting into college, and choosing a college. The Pick 3 approach. Too often, a child gets their heart set on just one dream college. It's that college or none, in their view. But if they don't get into their dream college or can't afford the cost, it can lead to extreme disappointment and even depression. A quarter of high school seniors do not get into their first choice college. Of those who do get into their first choice college, a quarter do not enroll. Instead, parents should encourage their children, to pick 3 dream colleges. That way, they are more likely to get into a dream college the parents can afford. According to the American Freshman Survey conducted by the UCLA Higher Education Research Institute, 94% of college freshmen say they are enrolled in their first, second, or third choice college. That's a pretty good percentage. Focus on affordable colleges. Too often, the student chooses a college that's just more expensive than the parents can actually afford. If the parents send the student to that college, the student and parents will end up with way too much debt. The student should aim to have total student loan debt at graduation that is less than their annual expected starting salary. Parents should likewise aim to have total parent loans for all their children less than their annual income. Notice I said all their children. If total debt is less than annual income, the borrower can afford to repay their education loans in 10 years or less. If the parents expect to retire in less than 10 years, they should borrow proportionately less. Use the college's net price calculator we have a link to at thecollegeinvestor.com to get a personalized estimate of the 1-year net price. The net price is the difference between total college costs and gift aid, which is grants and scholarships. The net price is the amount the family will have to pay from savings, contributions from income, and education debt. Often, an in-state public college will be among the least expensive options. The 6 dozen colleges with generous no-loans financial aid policies, which replace loans with grants in the financial aid package, are also among the most affordable colleges. But most of these colleges have a minimum student contribution or even a summer work expectation, which cap the amount of financial aid low-income students can receive. You can steer your student to lower-cost colleges just by carefully timing the college visit to expensive colleges. Check the cafeteria menus and pick a day when the student's preferred food just isn't there. Oh, that's tricky. But also, choose a day when the meteorologists are forecasting rain or bad weather. Visiting the college is important because other subtle factors, such as the smell of the campus, can actually quickly turn off a student. If the college has needs-sensitive admissions, don't skip applying for financial aid and think you can wing it for a year. Often, colleges with needs-sensitive admissions policies will not provide grants to students who don't apply for financial aid as freshmen unless they can demonstrate a significant change in financial circumstances. They don't like it when families try to game the system. Don't do it. Consider financial fit in addition to academic fit. So academic fit measures the extent to which the student's academic performance is typical for the college's students. Most college search tools include information about the 25th and 75th SAT and ACT admissions test scores for each college's freshmen. This data is based on the Integrated Post-Secondary Education Data System, IPEDS, provided by the U.S. Department of Education. We have a link to the data through College Navigator tool at thecollegeinvestor.com. Now, if your students' test scores are between the 25th and 75th percentiles, the college is a match. If your students' test scores are below the 25th percentile, the college is a reach, and your student is very unlikely to be admitted. If your student's test scores are above the 75th percentile, the college is a safety school, and your student is very likely to be admitted. Craft a balanced list of colleges that includes mostly match schools, but also a few safety and reach schools. Don't apply only to reach schools, as there's a good chance you'll get into none of them. Nobody is guaranteed to get into the most selective colleges, no matter how good their background. Also include at least one financial aid safety school, which is a college that not only will admit the student, but where you can afford to pay the costs even if you get no financial aid. Also, use each college's net price calculator to determine financial fit using the College Affordability Index, which is the ratio of the one-year net price to total annual income. If the one-year net price is more than a quarter of total annual income, the college is unaffordable and the family will have to borrow an unaffordable amount of debt just to pay for the college. Apply to a mix of colleges, not just the most expensive ones, please. In particular, apply to a few colleges that use the FAFSA for awarding their own financial aid funds, not just colleges that require the CSS profile. There can be significant differences in the financial aid packages among the two types of colleges. Apply to at least 5 colleges. Students that apply to at least just 1 or 2 are less likely to get in. I only applied to 1. But I got in, so it's all good. No regrets, Do not apply early decision to any colleges. Early decision commits you to enrolling if you are admitted before you see the financial aid package. Early action, on the other hand, is non-binding. Early decision prevents you from shopping around for the most affordable college. If a college is genuinely unaffordable, you may be able to break the early decision commitment, but it will still be a bit awkward. Unless you can afford to pay for college with pocket change, you should not apply early decision to any college. Here's the most important admissions criteria. The National Association for College Admissions Counseling runs an annual survey in which they ask college admissions officers about the most important college admissions characteristics. These criteria generally fall into 3 groups, from most important to least important. The most important things: grades in core courses and overall, strength of high school curriculum, and admissions test scores. Important: character and personality, essays, demonstrated interest, counselor and teacher recommendations. And the less important things: class rank, extracurricular activities, interview, and work. The purpose of academic performance is to determine whether the student is capable of academic success at the college. Students with a better high school GPA and admissions test scores are more likely to graduate. But at the most selective colleges, the difference between a 1500 SAT test score and a 1600 SAT test score is minimal. Both can succeed. At these colleges, the colleges rely on non-academic factors to differentiate among the students. At some colleges, math matters. Students who take more math classes in high school are more likely to get in because they're more likely to graduate. Skip the gimmicks and cliches as they often backfire. Don't demonstrate bad judgment. Don't try to bribe the admissions officers, not even with homemade chocolate chip cookies. Don't procrastinate. Too many students wait until the last minute to submit their college admissions applications. So, submitting your application early can help you stand out and demonstrate that you are really interested in the college. If you wait until the deadline to submit your application, a lot of things can go wrong. Problems with internet access and computers crashing can cause you to miss the deadline. Even if you were in a medically induced coma, the college admissions office is unlikely to make an exception to the deadline. Test prep helps. Admissions test scores have a big impact on college admissions, especially at second-tier institutions. Beware of test-optional colleges, which aren't really test-blind. A test-blind college does not consider admissions test scores even if provided by the student. A test-optional college considers admissions test scores if provided, but doesn't require them. Students who have good admissions test scores will provide their test scores and have an advantage in college admissions. Practicing can help improve your admissions test scores. It teaches you test-taking strategies and reduces the likelihood that you'll freak out on the day you take the test. Diagnostic tests can also identify weaknesses, where a little practice can improve your performance and help eliminate careless errors. A gain of 50 to 100 points is not uncommon. Good books with practice tests include those by Barron's and Princeton Review. These books also teach test-taking strategies and approaches to answering particular types of questions. You can also get official SAT practice tests through Khan Academy. Demonstrate interest. Colleges don't want to accept students who just won't enroll, since that affects the college's yield. Just as students get nervous about whether they will or won't get in, college admissions officers get nervous about whether the admitted students will or will not accept the offer of admission. Demonstrated interest provides the college admissions office with a way of predicting whether a student will enroll if admitted. Students who interact more with the college are more likely to enroll. This includes visiting the campus, including going on a campus tour, staying overnight in the dorm, and sitting in on classes, visiting the college's website, following the college on social media, participating in virtual events, and asking questions at college fairs and financial aid nights. Sending thank you notes also helps, but don't overdo it. Essays. When writing an essay, try to hook the reader's attention early on. Readers have just 10 minutes to read the entire application. They may not read more than the first paragraph of your essay, so use the inverted pyramid style of writing. If you have trouble writing essays, answer the essay prompt out loud while recording your answer. Then just transcribe your recording. This works because most people speak and think at about 200 words per minute, but can write or type at about 30 to 60 words per minute. So the act of writing interferes with the flow of thought. Answering the question out loud will yield a more fluent and passionate essay, making it more interesting. After you've transcribed the recording, create an outline from the transcription. This will help you organize your thoughts and add structure to the essay. Give specific examples, not generalities. The admissions reader can use those examples to champion your application. Write an essay that tells a story or anecdote where you had an impact on other people and other people had an impact on you. This makes the essay personal and will help your personality shine throughout the essay. Never write about your mental health condition or serious illness or bad behavior. Don't give the admissions reader an excuse to reject your application. Focus on the positive, not the negative. Proofread your essay before submitting it. Print it out to make it look different, and then read it out loud. Mark any place you stumble, because that may be a sign of a problem. Recommendations. Don't ask your teacher to write you a letter of recommendation. Instead, ask your teacher whether he or she can write you a great letter of recommendation. This gives the teacher an out if their letter will be less than enthusiastic. Pick teachers who can write well and write well about you. You want recommendations that will resonate with the rest of your application. Provide the teacher with a copy of your accomplishments resume. Your accomplishments resume lists all of your honors, awards, hobbies, sports, student activities, volunteer activities, jobs, and summer activities. This will provide them with facts that they can weave into their recommendation to make it seem like they know you better than they do. But be selective in what you include in your resume and keep it to just one page. Activities, hobbies, and volunteering. Admissions to a very selective college depends on more than just good grades and test scores. Your activities, hobbies, and volunteering do have an impact. But depth matters more than breadth. It's really better to do one thing well for many years than many things superficially for a shorter period of time. Quality matters more than quantity. Don't spread yourself too thin. Choose activities where you can actually make a difference. Be professional. If you are borderline, college admissions staff may visit your social media accounts or Google you. So review your online presence and delete any inappropriate or offensive material. Eliminate any signs of bad judgment, drug and alcohol use, and a negative attitude. Use a professional email address based on your name, not based on an inside joke or innuendo. Parents, back off. Too often, parents try to relive their college years vicariously through their child. They then become too involved in the college admissions process. They're often called helicopter or bulldozer parents. This can cause the application for admission to be rejected. Just as you need to learn how to say no when the student picks a college you can't afford, you also need to learn how to say no to yourself. Back off. Your role is as a chauffeur and checkbook. If your student wants advice, they'll ask you. Let the student go ahead and take the lead. Don't write or rewrite the essay. Don't edit all the personality out of the essay. Don't ask the student's teachers for recommendations. That's the student's job. Don't speak to college admissions staff. Not ever. Never. Don't try to game the system. Listen to your student. Comply with their boundaries. During the campus visit, let your child go off on their own. Don't tag along. Don't look over their shoulder. If you want something to do, just go to the cafeteria and offer to buy a random student lunch, if they'll tell you everything that is wrong with the place. College decision matrix. So when you get in, how do you choose which offer of acceptance or admission to accept? Often, you and your student will bounce from one criterion to the next, running around in circles. So to help crystallize your thought processes, create a college decision matrix. A college decision matrix is a one-page chart with each college in a column and important attributes in the rows. Having this information on a single page will make it easier to make a decision. Include college affordability criteria, such as net price and average debt at graduation, and outcome measures, such as graduation rates and job placement rates, in the college decision matrix. Also include academic match criteria, social match criteria, and environmental match criteria. Assign points to each row based on the importance of each attribute and allocate them to each winner. Or use red, yellow, and green highlighters to mark each cell in the matrix and count the number of wins for each college. The totals will help you rank the colleges. If an attribute does not distinguish the colleges, cross that row off of the decision matrix. If you have too many colleges to fit on a single page, you applied to too many colleges. Use arbitrary criteria to eliminate colleges. Create several pages to fit all of the colleges, and then be vicious in eliminating colleges until you can get them to fit, in a single page. And that is our show for today. And you know all the secrets. If you have questions or you want to dive a little bit deeper into all these tips we covered today, we covered a lot. You can check it out at thecollegeinvestor.com. Copy and paste the title of the podcast right into the search bar and you'll find it. You'll also find us all over social media. We'd love to get to know you. You can ask us questions directly. Just search for The College Investor and you'll find us. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.